Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Vortex Racing Network's broadcast of Big Trucking Tuesday. The Bonfire Race League brings it to Richmond Raceway for race number 8 in our 13-race regular season. We got 3 wide in the booth tonight. It's Mean Gene Money, Zach Panzarella, and Smokin' Joe running the production. 3 wide up in the booth, boys. How do we feel tonight, Zach?
Doing good today, Mean Gene. I love this place. One of my favorite tracks, definitely a top 2 favorite short track of mine. Excited to watch these guys put on some Tuesday night action for us. The first handful of races of this season have been absolutely incredible. We've just been covering such good action. So I know that this short track's going to probably hurt some feelings, but make us very happy up here in the booth.
Fields have been large. Of course, we are in season 12. This is the Dennis Puckett Memorial season. We lost Bonfire Race League founder Dennis Puckett earlier this year. David Buell now at the helm with the assistance of David Medina, Kevin Kyle, and others. The turnout and the support have just been huge, and we continue to see those numbers grow. Last week at Watkins Glen, 29 people. How many times do you see a group that big? Here tonight as well, 28 drivers at Richmond. Just love seeing this support. Speaking of last week, what a wild one, right, Zach? I mean, the Jared Kelly Showboat solo invitational. Kelly starts off out in the lead, and why don't you go ahead and take us through his lap 4, Zach?
Yeah, that thing just exploded on about lap 4, which I don't think any of us had ever seen anything like that. We see engine expirations on super speedways. Pretty easy to overheat the engine somewhere like that. But on a road course, just absolutely kills, that car just absolutely passes away. So shocking. Jared Kelly obviously using that one as the huge opportunity for him. You know how badly he won that race. I mean, he named it after himself. So that one was circled on the calendar. So you know Jared Kelly's going to be hungry for a win here today. But that is all David Owens needed last week to drive away in the sunset. He dominated after that.
A change of events. Jared Kelly going down, and then it became the David Owens show, just dominating. He fled 40 laps, big leads, as we saw Owens just pull away. Good runs by Nick Mills to pick up second. Sam Ballard, third place that day, causing some interesting changes up in our playoff picture. Got that pulled up right now. You can see Joe Volpis dropped 3 spots, basically imploded himself as well. That was absolutely a storyline at Watkins Glen. That allowed David Buell to move up into second, Joe Volpis third, AJ Benish, not as many starts as the others, but he is starting to flex his muscles, Nick Mills. And this is not a win and you're in situation, Zach. This is top 12 drivers at the end of the 13-race regular season. Funny story, though, if there's a tie for 12th, everybody comes to the party.
Yeah, everyone, even if you're not in 12th. No, I'm just kidding. Only the people tied for 12th. But that, looking at this, that is not outside the realm of possibility at all. It is so close on that cut line right there. It's single digit until it looks like about 16th there. So everything's still to play for. Right now, it's just all about that participation and just being solid. Like we've talked about, a win is so big in terms of points. It really does give you a big advantage, but it's by no means a ticket to the playoffs here in the BRL. So important to be showing up after week and to be consistent. This could be a race where that can fall apart for a lot of these drivers. Richmond, a very unpredictable one.
Yeah, no stages, so there's no opportunity there to get the extra points. Really need to show up, and you really need to have a good run. Other big stories from last week, Jaron Valley, Matt Schofield, Kyle Lynott all dropped 5 spots each out of the playoff 12. They're still within 6 points of that playoff spot, but they're going to need to have a little bit better attendance. And the other driver you want to keep an eye on, it's got to be Jax Duvall. He's got 3 less starts than them other fellas, but if he continues to attend, he is a hard charger. He always has top finishes. That's a guy that could try to sneak his way into the playoffs or be part of, golly, what, a 4 or 5 man tie. It's in the realm of possibility, like you said, Zach.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you really can't count anybody out right now. I'd say all the way down to the mid 20s. You can't count anyone out. All it's going to take is a good run of races, and you can put yourself right back in that playoff conversation. And Jack Staval, definitely one of those guys we should be looking for that to happen to. He's in the field today, so he's going to start racking up those starts, is the Florida man. And he really is one of those guys that can quietly get those top fives. Well, maybe not quietly, but rack up those top fives and get himself in a good point situation. And we've seen how deep Jack Staval can go in the playoffs once he's there. He has multiple championship appearances.
Yeah, this guy known for having a heavy bumper and also the ability to just turn it on late in a season. 6 more races, this one, then 5 more. So plenty of opportunities for those fellas to make their way up. Let's focus now on Richmond. We haven't been here since season 10. But that was an exciting season 10 Richmond race as we saw Nick Mills win in a triple overtime over AJ Binish and Sam Milliken. 26 drivers that day, 20 on the lead lap. So really amazing to see how clean that was until the end. But Nick Mills going to be a guy we're going to keep an eye on here. You can go ahead and look at the practice as well. Look at those speeds. Looks like Jared Kelly's back. Didn't like the taste that he got in his mouth from last week.
Yeah, and hopefully you can keep that engine healthy more than 4 laps into this race here at Richmond. But yeah, what also sticks out to me about the last time we were here is that triple overtime, me and Gene. This is really one of those tracks where the long runs are very possible. You aren't surprised when you see a 75 plus lap run here at Richmond, but it takes for the cars to get spread out for those long runs to start, and it sometimes doesn't even happen at all throughout a race because this place is really the definition of cautions breed cautions. Oftentimes when you stack those cars back up, it's hard to ever get them separated again. So we'll have to see if we have a repeat of that here today because, yeah, 3 overtimes to me indicates potentially a somewhat sloppy race because that's all they have available to them is 3 overtimes. So that means that thing ended or caution likely.
Exactly. And I'll tell you what, though, Jared Kelly, going to go back to him for a second. I got to talk to a Hall of Famer earlier, and he wanted me to pass on to Jared Kelly that when that needle on the tachometer hits 9,000 RPMs, sure, it's bad. So going to have to shift a little bit sooner. So Jared Kelly fast out there today. AJ Binish, Zach Angle, Stephen Neal, David Owens, David Beal, Tommy Fox, all the usual suspects out there right now. So getting ready to see some speed. There's David Owens, victorious last week at Watkins Glen. Now he stands atop the pole. Has to be thrilled, and he's getting wins in other seasons. It's basically a typical year for the number 8 Ford driver.
Yeah, it is. We've been seeing a little bit less of him the past week or so. Didn't see him last Friday. Didn't see him last night on Monday, which was rare. Glad to see him back on the track here on Tuesday. Hope all is well with Owens. But yeah, obviously a driver that you have to consider here at Richmond, a really, really fast driver around this racetrack. Last time I was here, I was running 1-2 with him. So he's whenever I'm coming to Richmond, especially in a truck, me and Gene, David Owens is one of the guys I have circled that I know I'm going to have to worry about all day. Watch for him to do some cute pitch strategy here today. Definitely one of those tracks where that's possible. And same for this guy on screen here. Tommy Fox has just been showing so much improvement, so much speed lately, and he's also someone who likes to run those alternative strategies. So look for those guys up front, but maybe not at the same time as everybody else. Here's Chris Smith on screen here, me and Gene.
Yeah, Chris Smith running that number 37 Ford right there. Practice, he could still find a little bit more speed, only 0.4 of a second off the fastest guy out there. But in this kind of situation on this 0.75 mile track, you know, being 2 or 3 tenths off of a second off, you're going to be chased down really quick.
Yeah, you really are, and it can really add up here. These are short laps, but the differentials, they can get massive on the long runs. I mean, we saw it in the Cup Series last Sunday in NASCAR, just how big these the differences can get because of the tire situation at this racetrack. And here we go. This is Jared Kelly, fastest in practice. Let's see if he can put this together in qualifying. He was able to last week. He put it on the pole at Watkins Glen. He's warming up those tires, and as you can see here as well, me and Gene, I'll be the weatherman here. The sun isn't out, so we are racing at night here today at Richmond. And to me, personally, I think there's only one way to race Richmond, and it's like this, under the lights.
Yeah, you got to appreciate what that does for the tire wear. A little bit cooler temperature, the tires last. But you know what that means. When the tires last longer, that means it's tougher to pass. Dirty air and tire wear. That has been the theme all season long, and it just puts a premium on those restarts. So going to expect to see immediate gratification for those of you that like those wrecks. I hope we don't see it here tonight, but it's very hard on a track like Richmond to get 3 and 4 wide. And you know darn well, if somebody takes a risk on tires, they're going to spin them. That's going to back folks up. Everybody's going to swerve left and right, and it's just going to make for an exciting race. So practice is finished. I believe this is qualifying now. There's Jax Duvall. Talked about Florida Man earlier. Very few starts, but he's climbing up the pole very quickly. That's that number 84 Ford that you're looking at on the screen right now. This is a guy that can win out of nowhere. This is a guy that does it on speed. He does it on strategy. He does it on fuel runs. He's really crafty, a veteran. And so we're going to look and see what the number 84 Vans Ford has got in store for us today here at Richmond.
Yeah, I definitely want to have my eye on that 84 here today. Jax Duvall, so fast at a wide variety of racetracks as he completes his qualifying run right there. Currently sitting on the pole is David Owens, Jared Kelly shortly behind him, and we've talked a lot about the single lap speed of Zach Engel, and today is no exception. Zach Engel currently sitting third as qualifying, getting close to the conclusion here.
Yeah, we saw Zach win at Daytona last year, so that is a fella that has the ability to win. He's done it, but look, Duvall's celebrating. Maybe he knows something that we don't.
I was going to say, practicing for later, maybe.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, heck, last night, remember Sean Walton? Yeah. He told us a week ago that Andrew Bolander was going to pull out a win in Monday night.
And he was right.
He was. I'm glad I'm not the owner of that 84. What in the world is he signing his name?
I know, God, an extra set of tires for no reason. That's going to be expensive for that team opener.
Yeah, it was. That was real interesting. All right, so looking like we got a few minutes left in qualifying. David Owens right now sitting up there, got to be feeling happy. Jared Kelly, he had the fastest lap in practice and sitting there in second. Zach Engel, Alex McCorder with a good run. Matt Schofield. Matt's one of the drivers that we talked about earlier that needs a good run. He missed last week, dropped him 5 spots, kind of out of the playoff picture. So the 61 needs to come back today, get it done, and start to climb back up the board. David Buell, you can see him right there running in that number 52. David's really had a great year, I have to say. He's not winning races as of yet, but seeing him up there constantly and consistently, that's how you get into a championship 4. And you can't win unless you're in the championship 4. Here we go. Some new blood out on the track. That's the 505 of Joe C. Quinn.
Yeah, check that out. This league continuing to grow. That is so awesome to see. Just what an awesome league it is over here on Tuesday nights. I am envious of these guys getting to run this league, so I do not blame them one bit. And here's another new one. 923, it looks like that number is, and that's Eric Gambrell today. I think that is a familiar face for you guys, right?
It is. I raced with Eric in console racing way back when. Eric, Navy veteran. He's showing us where the wall is. Yep, good. It is there. So Eric is a Navy veteran and now finally back stateside, has his computer, and he's ready to get back into the iRacing. This is actually Eric's first truck race, so going to be exciting to see what Eric can do here tonight. Joe Quinn, not his first truck race. This guy's had some good finishes. We've seen him battle for some top 15s before. And so he'd like to just avoid the wrecks and have a good, strong run, stay on that lead lap, and good things can happen. That's the advice that my crew chief gives me besides retire. Those are the two, he always tells me retire. And then after that, he tells me just try to stay on the lead lap. All right, qualifying is finished, and it is official. Oh, my Zach, look at that.
Wow. Check that out. That's an impressive qualifying effort right there, Mean Gene.
Yeah, look at your boy David Owens going to be up on top, zero chill. He managed to win last week, and he managed to take a pole. Got to be happy. Jared Kelly going to be finishing in qualifying second place out here today. Third place, Zach Engel. Alex McQuarter going to start in fourth. Third row is going to be Matt Schofield. David Buell going to start outside of him on the third row in sixth position. Stephen Neal continuing to lay down impressive output here in the Truck Series, going to start in seventh. Tommy Fox going to be up in eighth to start this off. David Brenner going to be in ninth, and Joe Volpus is going to start in 10th tonight.
Starting 11th place is going to be Richard Swingle. Great qualifying effort from him. Zach Williams will be alongside him in 12th. 13th will belong to Jake Johnson. 14th, Jack Stovall. 15th will be Nick Mills. Keep your eye on Nick Mills today. He's going to be working through that field early. Edward Peltz will be starting in 16th. Paul Ferdiani in 17th. And Chris Smith will be over in 18th. 19th belonging to AJ Benesh. That's another guy we're be looking forward to carve his way through the field. AJ Benesh has been so fast this season. Mike Benton will be in 20th. And in 21st, it looks like we got... Sorry, my screen is not great right now. Is that Morris right there? No, I'm sorry. Oh, that's Quinn right there. And then moving on, we got Tim Darby over in 22nd. There's Morris Craven in 23rd. 24th on the Sam Milliken. And this is the beginning of cars that did not put down a qualifying time. That also includes Graham McGivern, Troy Sand, Adam Mailhot, and Gabriel.
Yep, Gabriel as well, going to start in the back of the field because it's his first race, and that's how they do you as far as points standing to be up there. Yeah, a couple of interesting people going to start in the back, specifically AJ Benesh, wondering what he's going to do. You have to cut his way through traffic, make his way up. And then you got other drivers in the middle there, Ferdiani, Peltz, Mills, Duval. Those are guys as well that we're going to see exactly what they can do with dirty air and a crowded field. But it is the David Owens Show. Congratulations, David Owens. He is the League News Weekly.com poll award winner. That's right, League News Weekly, one of our sponsors here today. And they are awarding the poll to David Owens. So congratulations on taking that poll, David. It was impressive to see you take it again and again. They're rolling out there now as we are preparing to get underway. I'm Mean Gene Money, 3 wide with Zach Panzarella, Smokin' Joe. This is Big Truckin' Tuesday, race number 8 for the Bonfire Race League's season number 12, about to get underway. That number 8 Nas Ford is the guy we're keeping an eye on. Jared Kelly as well. I'll tell you, Zach, if I'm Jared, I am going to drive the wheels off of this thing. I mean, he must have taken so much crap from people for blowing up last week. I mean, I'm just talking about me. I don't even know what the other guys were doing.
Yeah, I mean, you can count me in there too, man.
I thought he was probably did. I had money on it, okay? I put a shiny nickel on it, and I came up short.
Yeah, I think a lot of people lost a lot of money last week. Jared Kelly, an easy favorite for those road courses, but he's strong on these short tracks too. So I'm excited to see what he can do here tonight.
Yeah, he's a real racer. I mean, the guy knows about lines. He instinctually can feel when he's coming in at the right angle. If he's coming in high, can go low. If he comes in low, go out high. I mean, he can do the math in his head immediately just because of how much experience he has. And that does translate right over, especially with as many hours as he has in that rig. Pace car's off. We're going to keep an eye on David Owens. He's going to lead him across that start-finish line here at Richmond to get us underway. And away we go. David Owens going to take us into turn 1. Owens and Kelly side by side. The 47 of Zach Engel, 15 of McGivern behind them, single file. Owens side by side. Look at the speed of Kelly, utilizing the momentum of the outside lane. He's going to lead him into turn 3. Coming around 4, it's Kelly with a 1-truck lead over David Owens. Jared Kelly took him 1 lap. He's got that lead.
Great start from Jared Kelly. Got to the outside of David Owens through 1 and 2 and just drove away and has already gapped Owens by a pretty sizable amount. Jared Kelly not looking to wait here early at Richmond. Wants to do exactly what he did at Watkins Glen, but just remove the engine blowing up part because he checked out quick there as well, Mean Gene.
Crazy. You know, David Owens, first he takes the pole, now he's getting gapped. He's got to get this thing together before it gets out of control. Right behind him, Zach Engel, Alex McQuarter up there, David Buell, Stephen Neal, Matt Schofield, Brenner, Tommy Fox, Joe Volpus. That's your top 10. Little bit of movement, not too much. Schofield, early loser of the top 10, losing 3 spots on that start. Watch him now, though. Now that they're rolling, it gets a whole lot more difficult to pass. And I imagine if we get another restart, Zach, it's going to be a lot spicier.
Yeah, it is incredibly difficult to pass at this racetrack, and the nighttime, like we talked about pre-race, does not hurt or help one bit. A lot of these guys are gripped up, making these lines a little bit more difficult to navigate, so you got to get these early in these restarts. We'll see how this evens out as this run goes on, who takes care of their stuff, because it's also real easy to burn up. We talked about AJ Benesh, the number 5 car on screen right now. We were expecting this guy to try to work his way through the field and not making his way, and who is that on the inside right there with an issue? I believe that's Tim Darby. Yeah, Darby right there, going a lap down already.
Yeah, he went down on the apron. It's just so hard to get back on here. You know, one little wiggle, and then you don't want to be the cause of an accident. Darby, being a gentleman, lets the group go by. Gambrel finally passes him there, and now Darby will go ahead and start his run once again. So good awareness there by Darby, trying not to be a problem, but it does cost him that lap. Meanwhile, up front, it's a 1-second lead now for Jared Kelly as he is ripping it around. And I'm curious, can we go inside for just a minute of the 55 of Kelly? I'm really curious what he's doing with gears shifting. Zach, can you tell what's happening?
Let's see. So far, it looks like he's probably going to be running in fourth, not shifting quite yet. That would normally happen later in the run, but we'll see here. Nope, he's going to keep it in fourth, kind of bogging a tiny bit on the bottom of the corners. That's actually how I like to drive Richmond as well. I like to keep it hugged to the bottom, exit low, and that's what Kelly's doing here. Probably using a lot of brake to get this car around the track. That's really a key here to being fast, in my opinion, is using a low brake bias to turn that car instead of just the wheel. Pay attention to that, too. See how little wheel input Kelly is using. That's a little bit more than you'd like there at the end. But Kelly putting down great laps. Now it's going to be a matter of if he can hold it like that. And look at this. We got some action here between Tommy Fox. And it looks like that is Buell behind him. Or no, I'm sorry. That is Schofield.
That's Schofield, yeah. He's in his traditional yellow. Jared Kelly, 0.2 of a second faster than everybody else on those laps. So he is just ripping it up. Meanwhile, back there talking about Schofield, that is a battle that he's having with Fox for 8th and 9th. Tommy Fox, of course, running that number 57 Miller High Life Ford. Schofield running in his number 61. Is that a Bud Light? Is he Bud Lighting it? Is this a beer battle?
It seems like it is a beer battle. Maybe that's why this is such an intense battle, taking it very personally.
Well, look, all of a sudden, here comes another guy getting involved. That's the 74. He's showing his face out there, too.
Yeah, and I'm trying to figure out who that... Oh, yeah, that's Morris Craven right there. Morris Craven is already up 7 spots, Mean Gene. Maybe that's why we didn't realize that was him. Morris Craven, our hardest charger so far by quite a bit.
Craven up 7 spots, running in the 16th spot right behind Nick Mills. You know, Nick Mills, he's basically staying in place. That's that number 20 Chevrolet, that really cool blue and yellow scheme, not moving yet. It seems like he's going to show a little bit of patience and see what happens. He's got Rich Swingle in the 97 in front of him. Rich runs very fast throughout a run, beginning, middle, and end of a run. So maybe with this dirty air, Mills is just content to ride around and see if somebody else can be the cause or recipient of an accident and make his way around. Little gap there from Swingle to the next car. So I'm going to be surprised if Mills puts up with this for long. There he is looking low.
Yeah, and we're also talking about drivers who have not really gone anywhere yet, and in a good way. Take a look at third place of Zach Engel. He is keeping David Owens honest. Check that out. He is right on the tail of Owens. Jared Kelly keeping that lead pretty consistent, but Engel putting down exceptional laps, staying with Owens. We'll see how long he's able to do that, or if he can make this last, because I think as of right now, to me, Engel looks a little bit faster, just can't seem to find that right line to get around David Owens. We'll see if he's burning stuff up, or if Owens is kind of waiting to see or have Jared Kelly come back to him. This is going to be fun to follow if we get a long run in here. And yeah, I think a lot of these drivers kind of prioritizing not burning their stuff up on their first run and seeing how much there is to gain and how hard they can push it later.
Yeah, the top 5 right now, there's about equal space between them. All of those guys kind of involved in the same battle. Behind them, then it's a gap to Brenner. And here's where some of the best action is on the track. Nick Mills running side by side with Rich Swingle in the 97. Behind those guys, you can see Morris Craven in the 74, falls back to Jake Johnson and Edward Peltz. Jake Johnson, that's really become a big name here for us in this series this year, the 32 Ford of Jake. He's made every start that we've had here for Big Truckin' Tuesday, so really good to see Jake out there. I'm still going to start a petition for Jake to go back to that orange scheme. Matt Schofield's yellow, Jake Johnson is orange. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, we don't like change over here. I
No.
totally get that. But yeah, that is where the best battling in this track is right now. And there's Banesh. He is also a hard charger in this race, as we anticipated. He is up 6 spots right now, trying to make it 8, looking for that BOGO special that we talk so much about. In front of him is Jack Stovall up 2 positions, and right there is Zach Williams. Jack Stovall trying to lay in weight right now. Hasn't been too aggressive yet. Driving Williams up the track, as I say, that announcer's jink right there. Whoa, boy, Jack Stovall.
You say he's not aggressive, and then he does the Duval.
Yeah,
When your name is a verb, you're the man. Okay, look at that. And then Williams is like, God dang it, I don't want to be next to that 84 in the 5-6.
Yep.
Well, I'm going to take advantage of that. I love it.
Yep, absolutely. Now it looks like Banesh is going to try to follow Duval through here, get past Williams. Banesh is really doing a good job getting through this field, and I think these leaders are going to be scared as, wow, a little bit of door banging down the backstretch there between Williams and Banesh. Banesh going to say thank you very much and drive up the track as a token of his appreciation and complete that pass.
That was the best. Duval came in, pushed Williams up the track. Williams is like, dang it, I'm not going to take that from anybody. And then here comes Biddish, and they bang doors.
Yes,
Poor
you are.
AJ's like, what? AJ's probably thinking, what did I do?
Exactly. You existed. You existed.
Yes. Isn't that how it goes, though? You throw a ball at somebody. When they turn around, you pretend to not know what's happening, and your buddy gets the blame. Man, look at Duval. Now that he got clean past, he is really pushing up the track, starting to close that gap up onto Joe Volpus in that number 13, following behind Fox and Schofield. So really starting to pack up again. So, of course, Kelly in the lead. Owens is only 0.4 of a second. The gap is getting smaller as we continue to see it. And then a little bit back out. Oh, what just happened there? That was fun.
Oh, that's a 69 right there. Looks to be having issue in bringing down the pits. Is Michael Benton. Benton had lost quite a few positions. He was towards the back of the field already. I'm wondering if he was dealing with some damage from earlier in the race. But yeah, up front, Jared Kelly is under pressure from Owens, and Owens has driven away from Zach Engel. So I think we got our answer there about what Owens was doing. He was saving his stuff, and there's the benefit of it right there. David Owens has closed that gap in a hurry, and now it's just a matter of negotiating his way around this 55, which is far easier said than done.
Speaking of closing the gap, go back to the battle with Stephen Neal, Tommy Fox, Schofield, Volpus. I think Volpus felt the pressure of Duval catching up, and he knows he's got to go. If that 84 gets his bumper close to you, you might go for a ride, and this ain't Disneyland. Meanwhile, you saw Duval get a little bit loose. That's going to let AJ Benish get side by side with him. Great racing right there by the two veterans. And ahead of them, Volpus trying to do his best and not get in the way of the Florida man. Up at that, you can see Neal leading that pack. I don't think Neal's holding him up, but Fox and group sure are closing that gap up on that 45 relatively quickly.
Ooh, Manesh gets into the right rear, a little bit of Volpus right there. So you can tell these guys one of the best ways to not get past Mean Gene is pass someone in front of you. It can really make things more simple. And you can see now Duval getting that message, or not Duval, I'm sorry, Volpus getting that message. He's going to look to the inside of Schofield, and he's going to send it in deep, try to complete the slide job here on Schofield. See if Volpus brings it up. He does. Beautiful pass there, but that opens it up for the 5. Man, we talked about how certain tracks Mean Gene, it's kind of like opening the door for somebody and a million people come rushing through. When you get that inside to somebody, a lot of people try to take advantage of it.
She was the beneficiary earlier when Duval put that pass on Williams, and now with Volpus going by Schofield, Benish just following everybody around. And they're loose. Duval gets into Schofield. Schofield up into the wall. We're still rolling. Let's see if we get a caution. 61 not giving up the ghost yet. Gonna keep it rolling, but that was a scary moment. Duval, he of the front bumper, and Schofield got together there.
Oh, and it looks like Schofield has some pretty significant damage here, Mean Gene. He is having a hard time turning that 61 truck now. And yeah, I think that was contact with him and Duval. I'll try to find it so we can take a better look at it. But man, that was brutal.
Yeah, meanwhile, you can see Volpus. He passes Tommy Fox on the outside, and AJ Benish still following. I'll tell you what, Benish, if you're moving forward, he'll follow you. But as soon as you slip up, as soon as you falter, that's when the Summer Shandy number 5 is going to strike and get right through there. Great run right now, especially for Volpus and Benish. Exciting to watch what they're doing. Up front, Kelly and Owens, they have closed the gap, but Owens can't get through that wall of dirty air. It is just a pain, and a little bit of blink show going on.
Jared Kelly.
Feel like, I think Jared Kelly thinks we're at Bristol with our phones up in the air doing that little strobe light show. Look away if you have a history of epilepsy, because that blinking is that was pretty incessant. A little bit scary there. Hopefully Kelly can straighten that out. We don't need him to vanish. We don't need 2 weeks of mystery.
I was going to say, if it's not one thing, it's another with this guy right now, Jared Kelly. And let's take a look at what happened between Duvall and Matt Schofield. Here we go, right side of your screen. Keep your eye on that 84 truck. Here's Johnny.
He said, "You got to go.
Get out of my way."
Wow, look at that. That's how they do it down in Duval County.
He does not drink Bud Light, clearly.
No, God, no.
Never, clearly.
Yep, gonna get on by him, and that's what happens. Duval continuing his assault to try to make his way up to the playoff picture. Thing is, though, that only got him into 12th, so he's got to wreck 11 more dudes before he's going to take over into the lead. Lots of big names behind him as well. Look at Morris Craven. Great run here by the 74 truck. Kind of by himself right now. He's trying to catch the little gap behind him, but Craven is up 10 spots in that number 74, and he's currently being shown in the 13th position. No stage break, no stage points, so this is for all the marbles. You just try to make it to the end and don't go a lap down. Speaking of a lap down, 2 trucks being shown a lap down. That's Darby and Mike Benton. I think Benton's still trying to get it repaired down there, but he has been in the pits for a significant amount of time.
Yeah, one more thing of note, me and Gene, and we talked about that it was probably going to be hard to pass here today, and I think David Owens might be the best example of that. He closed about a 1.5 second gap to Jared Kelly, clearly taking better care of his tires, and then he gets to Jared Kelly, and he just cannot do a damn thing about it. He's been looking all over. He's been getting so loose on the exits of these corners. I think it's that dirty air just giving Owens a hell of a time right now, but that 8, clearly, I think, faster right now than the 55, but just cannot get around him to the point where I think this goes on for much longer. This could start closing in the gap to some cars behind them, like Zach Engel, or even a guy like Benesh, who was doing a great job working through the field. Benesh all the way up to 7th place, but with with its difficulty of passing, those are going to get more and more difficult as you continue to face more and more talented drivers.
In the back of Ferdy Annie. Chris Smith is part of that. Whoa. That has got to bring out a caution. I was about to say, let's go to that pack. I was watching that one on my monitor. No. They got 3 and 4 wide. Yeah, you're going to want to have a blimp view and pull back, I would say, for a good lap or so before the accident actually occurred. So you can see that develop. That was really exciting racing.
You are not kidding me, Gene.
That was a combo. That was a combo shot.
All right. Let's take a look at this cluster. Blimp cam on deck. Let's hit it. And you were not exaggerating the slightest, Gene. You go ahead and take us through this.
Yeah, you just see that group all coming in together. There's the speed of Schofield. You can see Peltz is in this group right here. And watch the closing speed, and you're going to see a beautiful combo shot. 2 wide, all the way back. Great racing so far, and here comes the momentum. I think that Smith says hello to Peltz, says hello to Ferdy Annie, and that's just an unfortunate way that goes down.
So Ferdy Annie, that was probably a good amount of damage. The inside wall is hard, and he did not hit it in a good spot to be damaging that truck. So Ferdy Annie, we'll have to see what that does for him. Remind me real quick, do we have a fast repair here?
No, it's Bonfire. They don't believe in fast repairs.
Yeah, we lit that in the fire.
Yeah, they don't believe in fast repairs so much that there's no more fast repairs on Monday nights for the Moonlight Racing League.
It was contagious.
That's how much it was. It spread. So it makes sense. The more premier leagues, you don't need those, right? You want the faster drivers to just have the respect, and nothing gives you respect quicker than knowing that foolishness will be paid for with getting you out of the race. Speaking of all of those things, look up front. I don't need to pit. Jax Duvall's going to be shown in the lead. Everybody else came down to pit here on the caution on lap 38. But Duval, he is going to get some points for leading the lap and take over the lead. Behind him, Jared Kelly and David Owens can't be happy with what they're seeing right now because Duval's a hard pass. He really is. And if you don't like the way you passed him, he might reach out and grab you with his hand. You know, that left hand is longer than you think. And he'll grab your mirror, rip it right off.
You can feel it all the way from Florida.
How far do you think he can make it out there, Zach?
Oh, boy. I'd assume. Actually, I was just.
What is he doing now?
So he's clearly already. I guess since he's already ran through Schofield, that 0x isn't a possibility anymore. So. Smoke maybe got him, I guess. Yeah, coolness tires off in the grass. Oh, that's just next level thinking right there, Mean Gene.
I have been a recipient of the Duval grass tire cooling fiasco. Do you know how much garbage comes back up on the track? David Owens has got to be furious because I am not kidding you. I have been behind Duval on Sunday mornings when he did that, and it is just bad. Here we go. Duval on the inside. He is your control truck. That's the 84 Vans Ford. And away we go. Look at that jump by Duval. He's going to get a 3-truck lead. Kelly and Owen side by side. Zach Engel single file behind him. And then it's double wide. Back to back to back. Buell, McWhorter, Brenner, Volpus, Mills, and Neal. Duval trying to hold on with the older tires. Owens looking down below. Jared Kelly going to make it 3 wide. Here we go. Owens through clean. Kelly now past. Duval trying to make the outside work. Looks like Jared Kelly led that lap as Owens hiccuped on the outside. Duval falling back into 4th. Benish about to make him fall to 5th.
Wow, Owens has got to be frustrated. Everything came together for Owens in that restart. He had the angle, he had the inside, and yep, just didn't have the exit, Mean Gene, and caution's out again, it looks like. But wow, that was a brutal situation for Owens and great for Jared Kelly, who's going to be our leader when we go back green again. And it looks like that is the 89 with an issue here. Let's see if I can find that. Zach Williams going around.
Perfect scenario there for Duval, though. He led his lap, caution. Yep. Now he gets tires, nobody hurt, and he's got the bonus point.
And slightly fresher tires when we go back green. And that, even though it's a handful of laps, that's going to make a difference here at Richmond. If we can take a look at what happened here in this caution. Keep your eye on that yellow car on the inside, yellow and pink, that 89 is Zach Williams. There he is on the inside of the 32 right there.
That's and the trouble bubble.
And here comes some single trouble, I think, just loose off. And in front of them, man, I think it could have been the dirty air from that affecting him. The 45 and Neal going on the inside there, but he's going to lock it up. But I've seen this. I've been in this car or in this truck for this situation. It's going to hit the wall.
I did that. I did that Sunday morning. It is that dirty air. It comes in front of you, and just the vehicle doesn't handle as well, and you bounce off the wall. I didn't see what speed he hit that at. Hopefully, he can do a little bit of hammer and get that thing rolling in the right way again. I hate that. You know, I'm having PTSD. I saw that happen to me. Rich Swingle going to be the recipient of the lucky dog as he is zipping around the track to get back on the lead lap. Schofield and Peltz in the pit. Schofield, I am showing him being a lap down from the others. Peltz should remain on the lead lap. 24 trucks would be on the lead lap as we're on lap number 45 here live from Richmond Raceway. Vortex Racing Network, 3 wide. Mean Gene Money, Zach Panzarella, Smokin' Joe bringing you all the action as we continue our season here. Season 12, Big Truckin' Tuesday, live from Richmond Raceway.
Yeah, we're getting ready to rack it back up again. We'll see if Owens can make some magic happen again on that restart. That was the restart, Mean Gene, for David Owens. I think he so badly wants to put that 55 in his rearview mirror because he knows he's going to be faster in the long run. Doesn't want to deal with that again, trying to get around him and how hard that 55 is to pass. That was it. We'll see what Owens can do here.
And the other thing he's got to worry about now is AJ Benish, man.
He's here.
He's here. You know,
party's over.
Yeah, and he's proved he can pass on the top and on the bottom. We watched Joe Volpus and AJ Benish cut through the field. No Volpus in the way for Benish now. So basically, get through Kelly, get through Owens. Guys in the front. We've seen him win already. This guy's just straight speed. I'm keeping my eye on that guy. Up 15 spots. That's that number 5 Chevrolet second row outside of AJ Benish. Meanwhile, up front, we've got the pace car rolling the boys around. Looks like he might stay out there,
No, I think he's done. This will be it. But yeah, I mean, talk about Banish right now, me and Gene. It's like when the guys over in the Cup Series in that booth do the ones to watch, and they chose the guy who's led 150 laps. Because, yeah, obviously AJ Banish is a threat now. He's in 4th place, and man, he's lights out fast. Here we go.
All right, also keep an eye on row 9, D-class drivers of Everett Gambrell and Josie Quinn. Here we go, and away we go. Kelly with the lead across the start-finish line, going to bring Zach Engel with him. Engel and Owen side by side. Benish single file in 4th. Then you got Alex McWhorter looking below David Brenner, David Buell as well in this fight. Jared Kelly got a 1-truck length lead over David Owens. And he's going to bring him down. Here comes Benish. He's looking down low in 3 under Zach Engel. He's got McWhorter trying to push him. The dirty air now affecting the 47, but it's going to be Jared Kelly, Owens, Benish, Engel, McWhorter. That's your top 5 after lap 48.
And I think who a lot of people would call the big 3 of the BRL Tuesday Night League are now in the top 3. We got Jared Kelly, David Owens, and AJ Benish. And Benish with the best track position he's out all day. I don't think he's gone backwards once. So this will be fun to watch to see if he has anything for this 55 and this 8. We know Owens is going to be patient here. He was patient that first run, and it worked out for him. It's a matter of if Jared Kelly can figure out how to make that 55 go fast for longer. I know he was able to hold off Owens last time, but you don't want to do that again, me and Gene. Behind them, it's still absolute man. We are 3 wide with Tommy Fox right now.
All the way back until you get to Volpus and the 57 of Buell, 52 of Buell. That's where it starts to get double wide. You can see Nick Mills behind them. And then here come the usual suspects. Neil, Craven, Sam Milliken, Tommy Fox. Now, finally, Milliken and Fox singing it out. Milliken got 3rd at Richmond back in season 10. That's a name we haven't called, but he has the ability to run up with those front guys. Perhaps that number 17 Uber Chevrolet is just biding his time. Tommy Fox running back in 13th, single file after that. So it's going to get spicy when we see this thing tighten up. Boys are just putting laps on. Remember, everybody came in and took tires on lap 38, except for Duval, who got them on lap 44. So these tires are relatively new. Let's give it 10 laps, Zach, and see what happens.
Yep, excuse me, and I like what I'm seeing David Owens do as well. He is putting the pressure on the 55 right now, and he's trying to really make him nervous on the entry of every corner. You can see this right here. He's going to always go a little bit higher, a little bit lower. Then he tries to get side by side with him on exit, or at least get a run. He is going for the pass now. He does not want to give Kelly the opportunity to save his stuff, and I think Owens knows that I can save it better even by driving hard right now, trying to make the pass. And I'm also 100% positive that Owens is a lot less comfortable than he's ever been in this race, because now he has that 5 in his rearview mirror.
Absolutely. That's exactly what I was thinking. You got AJ Benish right behind you. Zach Engel, who's run up front as well. Can't be dawdling around with Kelly, or Benish is going to get right under you and go right by you. On the other hand, though, if you're Owens, you also know that before the last tire change, Kelly slowed down significantly. So maybe Kelly has learned, save the tires a little bit longer. Maybe he hasn't. Unfortunately, Owens is not going to have that freedom, because look at Benish bringing it in tight, peaks down. Owens has to slam that hammer and going to lose just a little bit more speed and distance to Kelly. Kelly now 0.4 of a second. Every time Benish gets close and Owens has to do a defensive maneuver, Kelly just squeaks a little bit further ahead. This is some exciting racing. I can't wait to see what happens when those tires start to wear.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun right now, and it's only going to get better, like you said, as the tires wear, as these guys start having to hold on to these trucks. Mostly single file right now all the way through the top 10. A lot of guys just holding on to great runs. I'm thinking about like David Brenner right now. He's running in 6th place. He's been quiet, but so solid here today. Zach Engel, we just talked about in the car behind him. Alex McWhorter, he's been holding strong in the top 5. So it's been hard to pass up there, but a lot of these guys using it to their advantage, but also not trying to let this lead pack go too far away. At this point in the run, earlier in this race, there was quite a bit of separation, but we have a pretty good choo-choo train all the way back up to about 8th place right now.
Yep, guys just putting down laps. I think they've learned the tribulation and the dangers of aggressive driving. Why not wait? If the guy in front of you's tires go down before you do, he's going to go high. You go underneath him, and you just zip on by. Tell you what, I want to take this opportunity. Hey, Joe, can we bring it back to the 923 for a second? I want to give my boy Eric a shout. There he is. This is my boy Eric. He's wiggling that number 923. First truck race ever. Good to see you out there, Games. Let's go.
Welcome to the BRL, my friend.
You see, of course, he's running the Jimmy Johnson scheme. He just. I'm sorry, Bowman. The Bowman scheme.
Oh yeah, it says Jimmy Johnson raced for Alley for a bit, but that is Bowman's. Yeah, that is Bowman's.
Yeah, you know, Bowman, he's the best driver for Hendricks, right, Joe?
Yep. I mean, yeah, I was going to... Smoker Joe was... AJ Benesh just got into David Owens on the entry of 1. I'll go back and we can take a look at that real quick.
I'm sorry, I'm over here reminiscing about my time with Gams on the track.
No, that one caught me off guard, too. Let's take a look at this. Here we go. This was crazy. So watch Benesh here on the entry of 1. This could have been big. Gets into Owens, and look how loose that 5 got.
I'll tell you what, he hit him, but he barely hit him. Somewhere Jax Duvall's shaking his head thinking that's not how you do it. He's going to have to go to the Duval School of Driving if he wants to use a maneuver like that. What is this?
Oh, Benesh on the wall. It looks like there's a car wrecked on the inside there.
Was there a truck you can't park there.
Yeah, someone parked illegally at Richmond.
You can't park there. Was that Schofield?
It was the 69.
Mike Bennett.
Yeah.
No.
I'm gonna go try to figure out what happened here. And McCorder caught up in that one as well. Oh, what a shame.
Oh, Alex was having a great day. That's that number 15 Chevrolet. Can't. Oh no.
All right, I got
Sorry,
it,
Alex.
Joe.
He's in a Ford.
Let's take a look at this, Mean Gene. This is a weird one. So here's the first wreck. Okay, so there's that. And now I'm gonna go back to Benish, and here comes Benish. Bam! Into the wall. And then McCorder.
Who did that?
Yeah, and Darby got into. It was Darby who got into the 69 of Benton, and it originally caused that. But McCorder, I think, the 5th place car, I think got the worst of that. Let me see here. Yeah.
You want to go in car for that?
For that good old T-bone?
Yeah.
Let's take a look here. Yeah, this was an interesting one. Here we go. This is on board with the 60. I'll go with McCorder, actually. Good call.
Oh, I can't see the...
Here we go. This is McCorder.
All right, I can't see what number it is, but he's moving fast. You can see the action in front of him. People are sideways. Oh, no. He just T-boned him. He just
nom for Alex.
Ate it, dude. I mean, he saw the 69, ate it. No good. Wow, I hope he can drive away. He drove away, so hopefully he can just do nominal repairs. And
that thing is about a foot shorter than it was a second before that.
Golly gee. All right, so let's see how long he's got it in the pits. Looks like Benton is still in the pits trying to get a little bit of repair on that. Haven't seen him leave, so that's good. Looks like Owens just gave a little bump there to somebody for whatever reason. That was fun.
Definitely positive. So Owens not happy with Benton, apparently, giving him
Darby.
A little bit of a... Oh, Darby. I'm not happy with Darby. Yeah. Not happy with what happened to Benton, I'm sorry.
He
not
just rubbed
Darby.
him. He just went and rubbed up against Darby and told him he was number 1. That's good. That's good stuff.
We are just getting just under the halfway point, and the feelings are already hurt. You gotta love it.
All right, so top 17 drivers stay out on the track, and then 18th back, they came in and took tires. That's going to be Zach Engel came in for 4, Milliken, Buell, Sand, Owens, McCorder, Schofield. Let's go back up front. Jared Kelly, and away we go. Jared Kelly with the lead. Going to bring AJ Benish in with him in second. Behind him, Brenner in third. Joe Volpus on the outside, side by side with Brenner. Volpus trying to get that momentum. Nick Mills is going to peek under him. Volpus falls into line. Nick Mills as well, single file. Stephen Neal back in 6th. And here comes Jax Duvall peeking under Stephen Neal. Duvall now in 7th. Morris Craven 8th. Zach Williams, Tommy Fox. That's your top 10. Up front, Jared Kelly led another lap. Benish behind him. Owens back there doing the crafty veteran with that new set of tires, still in 22nd. We'll see what he can do as we're on lap 68 of 135.
Yeah, I wonder if David Owens is thinking about the window to finish this race already. With a little bit of tire saving, it could be possible, but you're going to have to not hit the wall and try not to make the track that long as he goes all the way on the outside. So Owens clearly not thinking about saving tires right now as, oh boy, they're 3 wide in front of him. It's just absolute mayhem when you give up that track position, Mean Gene, and you have to deal with this until you are back where you used to be. And look at Owens really trying to make that top work. I don't think that's going to work here at Richmond the way he thinks it is.
No, it's too soon for that. You got to stay down on the apron. Even an amateur like myself knows that you got to ride the bottom or you're just going to lose tenths. You're just going to lose tenths constantly, and that is going to hurt you for track position. David Owens now finally in 20th has this thing back under control, but look who's in front of him. Zach Engel, fast driver. That guy's going to be hard, and he just eats him up. Now he's got Mail Hot in front of him. Look at Engel, bring it back around side by side. So this is going to be an interesting storyline to see what David Owens is going to do back there, as well as Zach Engel. That guy ran up front all day. McWhorter, Milliken, all these guys with the new tires, but just doesn't seem to work when you're dealing with that fast, with the dirty air. Ahead of all of them, my boy Eric Gambrell is now surrounded by crazy pro drivers. This is a task in itself, Zach. When you've got aggressive, hungry pros that are frustrated, they get awful close. They pinch you on the outside wall, and they tap you when you're below them. So this will be a test for the rookie.
Yeah, definitely. He's getting thrown in the fire just as much as you can right now. Look at the inside of Graham McGivern. Yep, Graham McGivern looks like he stayed out as well, so Graham trying to hold on to that with that gorgeous Menards paint scheme right there. But Gabriel doing a really, really good job. And I shouldn't have said anything. You can blame me for that.
Oh, Gams, no. It looked like he took it in the back. Oh, no. Oh, and then he just backs up on the track. So you can't do that.
My heart can't handle this race. Well, we saw that one on screen. I don't think we need to replay that one. We saw it happen.
No, Joe.
Relive it.
Joe, let's make a note. You can't do that. You can't do that. He needs to look. This is what you do. You go down, you wait. You go below the apron, and then you just come back up and put your 2 front tires above the apron, and you get the caution. We know this. It is known. You got to go to the right school.
Yeah, certain schools teach that. As the leaders are pitting, Mean Gene. I wonder if this is going to cycle David Owens over to the lead. As Jared Kelly's brought it down, here's Banesh behind him.
Yep.
Pretty much all these lead cars, and I'd be shocked to see, Owens is going to stay out. It looks like Buell is going to stay out as well. So I think Buell is going to take the lead this race. He is. His last pit stop was, the same as Owens. So Buell actually outran Owens on that strategy. So this will be a fun restart.
Yeah, remember, 8 guys stayed out and did not pit that last time. Everybody, though, choosing to pit here except for Owens and Buell. So the 6 drivers that did pit back on 63 choosing to come in as well with this group. And everybody looks like they're going to be taking 4 tires for the group that just came in. Chris Smith took 2. And Sam Milliken took 2. I think it's worth it right now, Zach, doing the 2 tires just because of track position. This thing is brutal. But on the other hand, if you only take 2 tires, you're going to be a little bit slower. Sure, dirty air's your friend, but you know who ain't your friend? The front bumper of somebody like a Jax Duvall. That is not the position you want to, or what just happened there to Eric. Eric took it right in the back as well, and that was exactly that situation. Veteran drivers frustrated, thinking they should be in the front. I'm on new tires. Why ain't I passing people? Oh, no, I bumped you. That's
going to be
happens at every
crazy
level of racing.
And then on top of that, I was watching under caution. Owens went around Buell, so I was thinking, oh, man, maybe Owens wasn't for him. But no, that's not it. Smoke and Joe, if you can get a driver's side view of Buell on the front wheel. What Owens was doing is he was looking at damage on that 52. There is a good amount of damage on the driver's side of that 52 right there in the front. You see that, Mean Gene? You can see the tire poking through right there. That's not good. So this is not going to be good for the speed or car control of Buell. We know he has a fast race car underneath him, but That is going to be unpredictable. I'm assuming with Owens checking right there that he just got that somehow on that last run. So we'll have to see. And if this thing is to stay green, those 2 tires are going to come back and bite you. But if we get multiple cautions, that could end up being a really good call as we're getting ready for the pace car to pull off here.
77 about to come to an end, going into 78. David Buell outside, David Owens on the inside with the control. And second row is Kelly and Binish. Away we go. David Buell with a jump start. Gets ahead of Owens. Owens single file behind him. Binish and Kelly side by side. Volpus, Brenner side by side. Volpus gets a slight advantage. Here comes Nick Mills and David and Jax Duvall up front. Wow. Buell with an advantage. Owens side by side with Kelly. Look at Brenner and Volpus charging. AJ Binish used to putting pressure on, not used to becoming the pressured one. Man, that front row is just blazing. And look, Mills and Duvall still in this group as well. And look behind Stephen Neal.
Kelly gets turned. Kelly gets turned by Buell. And, oh my gosh, huge pile up. Tommy Fox, Graham McGivern, Richard Swingle, Edward Pelt, Stephen Neal. Oh my goodness.
Comes in. You can't park there.
That was an interesting wreck. I'm going to try to get the footage. It was down the backstretch. I'm not sure if Kelly thought he was clear, if Buell came down, but I do know there's going to be some hurt feelings right now. All right, hit that footage, Mr. Joe. Let's take a look at this. Here we go. Keep your eye on the 55 and Buell up front. Exiting, loose, touches. Oh. And it's not over yet.
Just rewind that, man.
We have to watch it. We have to watch this.
God bless.
Okay, now I'll rewind.
Yeah. Because I want to break down each car. This deserves, like, who's next? Let's see what happened to him. So go to either Buell or Kelly's chase.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just curious how, because this is for the lead.
Yeah, this is for the lead, and Kelly wanted it now. He wanted to get past Owens. He wanted to get ahead of Benesh, get in front of these cars with slower tires. So Kelly was trying to make this move fast, and he was the faster truck. He had the better tire. So here he is in the exit. Look how loose he is. Look at that front end, not lined up with the rear. So loose off.
Buell had the angle, was going
There's
straight.
The first contact.
Yeah, plowed right up.
And Buell's loose now. And that's all she wrote. And now, who do we want to go to?
Just hit pause and go backwards in your drivers. Let's just go back and see.
Yeah, let's see. Let's go to like the blimp cam. Let's see what I can find here. Oh, no. I'm going to go to Peltz. Sorry, Edward.
Okay. That's a great one.
Here we go. It's going to hit play.
No. That was a 3-car T-bone. Look at it. Oh, it's a buffet.
T-bone.
He must be in Vegas. Look, here he comes. Look at that. Look at it. He got
Buffet's
3
not closed yet.
3 T-bones.
74 getting so used up. Oh, my goodness.
That was amazing.
And the no good, horrible, bad 2 weeks for Jared Kelly continues.
Look at an extra T-bone. Go back. He got an extra T-bone right there. Go back.
We got more steak. Look at
the red and white. Look at the red and white.
McGivern.
Red and white, and then watch it.
One more.
One more.
Yes. One more for good measure.
4 T-bones in one wreck. That is a record.
Oh, that's for sure a record.
Let's get Kevin Kyle. That is trophy worthy. Holy God.
Do we give it to Jared Kelly? Does he get the trophy?
Oh, I don't know. He didn't know. 4 in 1. 4 in 1 wreck.
Oh, man, that's more than a BOGO special right there.
God bless America. All right, so sorry about that, having a little too much fun here today in the broadcast, but that's what you get at a race like Richmond. We knew tempers were going to get heated. Nobody's angry at anybody individually. It's just that you think you should be in a better position. You just came out of the pits. You just got the new tires. You're ready to move. You're eating up the dirty air of a slower guy than you because, let's face it, we all think we're going to win. So everybody's slower than you. AJ Binish, your control truck. He's got Joe Volpus on the outside. Away we go. And he's got him a nice 2-truck lead over Volpus. Brenner going to look down below Volpus. Duval on the outside trying to push Volpus, but Volpus stays side by side with Brenner, and that lead for Binish suddenly becomes 0.4 of a second. Outside lane, he's got Volpus and Duval. Oh no, it's Morris Craven. He is the last truck on the lead lap. Get him rolling. Stay on that lead lap, Morris.
Oh, take us through this one, Mean Gene.
Well, I can't wait to see what happened. I have no clue.
You're going to love this one.
All right, there's 74. You got David Owens behind him. Trying to follow the line, not a problem. Morris.
Oh, actually, he's already loose. Look at how loose he is.
Yes, he is. This looks self-inflicted.
Uh-oh, David.
And Owens is thinking about a T-bone, and then he now decides no.
Gambrell was hungry,
Eric.
Though. Yep. Gambrell was hungry.
Wow.
No, he hit him. He hit him. He got him.
You know what? That's when you walk by the buffet and you just snag something, but you don't get a plate, and you try not to get charged.
Yeah, that's
you know,
exactly
you're
what
just
that
like,
was. Just a quick little grace by.
You're like, no, I didn't get the buffet. Well, where did you get that shrimp, sir?
Don't worry about it. You didn't just eat it real quick.
Yeah, that table over there just threw it at me.
And one more thing that was...
Go ahead.
Oh, one thing that was interesting about that is Owens was pretty far mired back in the field, and I thought it was because he pit, but no, his last pit lap, my data is still 63. So Owens got eaten up on that previous restart and lost quite a bit of track position, and it looks like he's going to continue to leave it out on this restart.
Yeah, pit lap times. I'm looking at him back on lap 80. Looks like Nick Mills' pit lap time was 1 minute and 7 with a 38-second pit time. And Zach Williams, he's in 5th now, but he was 1 minute and 3 pit lap time and was 34 seconds in the pit. So those cars might still have a little bit of damage on them. Going to be interesting to see what happens on the restart. Boy, you can't get much closer than that. Look at Peltz to the last second to come back out in front of that pace car. I am highly familiar with that strategy, sir.
As am I.
My Richmond was doing that. And look at it. Eric Gambrell running in 10th. Let's go. Let's go. He's going to do a top 10 here today. Can't wait. And Joe Quinn. Look at Joe Quinn in the 505. He's in 9th. Those are 2 D-class drivers. Haven't called their name for being foolish, making mistakes all day. And what do you see? D-class up there, 9th and 10th. Let's go. That makes me feel good.
That.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, sometimes it's a good thing not to think that you're better than everybody else, right?
Yeah. Well, and if you're not running the rateds, your thing ain't going to jump up. You know, I know for me, once I hit C-class, I haven't run rateds in a while just because I was terrified of some of those tracks.
Yeah, I don't run as many as I used to either.
No, and until this season, I didn't really run a lot of trucks anyway. That's kind of what C is. You know, until I started running the DDI Wednesday Night League, I didn't have a lot of experience in the truck, so we're still getting there.
Hell yeah, and we'll be at Dover tomorrow. That'll be a fun one.
I'll be there. I'll be
Yes,
excited. Here we go. The pace car is out of the way. Nick Mills, AJ Binish in your front. Binish and Vulpes in the front row. And away we go. Brenner gives a little bump there to Binish and sets him off. Brenner gonna get by Vulpes going into turn number 1. Brenner, Vulpes on the outside, and now Duvall looks below him. Vulpes with that momentum, though, is going to stay ahead. Vulpes now trying to get after Brenner. Brenner goes in deep into that turn. It's going to pull up right behind Binish, Brenner, Vulpes, Duvall, Williams, and Jake Johnson, top 6. And it's going to be Binish leading that lap. Here we go again, Zach. It's the AJ show.
Yep, we predicted this as, oh, no, Gambrell looks to be in an incident. The caution is out.
No,
I was going to mention Vulpes as well. Vulpes was doing a great job. He's been so good in these restarts. He's been quietly one of the fastest trucks in the field today. So we'll have to see what can happen with Vulpes starting 3rd at this next restart. That does seem a little bit better than 2nd, me and Gene. Oh, looks like Gambrell got his welcome to the NBA moment here.
No.
Yep, courtesy of Nick Mills.
Let's see. Nick Mills below him. You can see Owens is in front of him. Trying to hold his line, goes back up high, and that's what you get.
For existing. Nice save. Oh my gosh.
Oh. It's exciting stuff, Zach.
Jesus Christ.
I'm driving here.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I bet these guys have been through like 4 sets of underwear. If you're doing from like 20th to 30th in this race, you've been through like 4 or 5 sets of underwear.
Maybe I should make that a sponsor for my car, Brown Pants.
Seriously, if we get a Hanes sponsorship or Fruit of the Loom, we'd be paying that one out like crazy.
It depends, more like it. Holy smoke. All right, so once again, we are under caution here. That is what is that, the 8th caution? I can't read that.
It says 0th, but it's lying because they're trying to make
All
the
right.
drivers go better. I think it's 8th.
All right. All
7th
right.
caution.
There you go, 7th caution. Tommy Fox is going to be your lucky dog. You can see him zipping around the outside there. And looks like we now have 20 cars on the lead lap. Sam Milliken now in the pit trying to get a little bit of repair done. So we'll have to see where he is as far as his lap goes. I think, yeah, he's still in the lead lap. 20 cars, 20 trucks on the lead lap.
Quite a few. That's a lot for this running order, too. I mean, we've seen in other races here that a lot of cars will end up a lap down, but the wrecks have been, with a few exceptions, not huge pileups and not too much race-ending damage yet for anyone. See Duvall playing games up front, faking a pit stop as always. Not going to do it, though. Oh, wait. Oh, there he is right there. Never mind. And yeah, so I obviously have my eye on Banesh here, though. Banesh did a great job checking up on that, checking out on that restart. This time it'll be Brenner next to him. Brenner's been really, really strong today, but like I said, I have my eye on Vulpes. He's in that third place position. I think that's where you want to be, and he's got another good-looking paint scheme this week. I like that gray roof number. That's really cool.
Mm-hmm. And for me, I am looking now at rows 5 and 6. That's interesting back there. Look at that. That's the 37 of Chris Smith. We saw him involved in an incident earlier. Troy Sand, he's running in the 80. That's in 12th. Haven't got to talk to him about him much. Right behind him, Adam Mailhot, and then Stephen Neal. So those are 4 guys that we've seen getting faster and faster and faster. Going to be interesting now that they're in the middle of this pit of vipers to see how they respond. Can they hold their line? Can they hold the speed to get by the trucks in front of them and avoid getting victimized by the guys behind him? Who's behind him? Rich Swingle, Alex McWhorter, Sam Milliken, all guys that led laps or have been in the front. So going to be fascinating. AJ Binish now bringing him into the restart zone. Going to bring it in, and away we go. AJ and the number 5 Summer Shandy Chevrolet brings him into turn number 1. David Brenner second. Cuts it down in front of Opus. Vulpes and him kind of get into a little bit of brake checking situation. Duvall slams around the back of Vulpes, missing by inches. Vulpes' race almost ended in that turn. Behind him, 5th place, Jake Johnson. Every race he's been here, and now he's in the top 5. Zach Williams, Zach Engel. Hey, Zach, we're talking about Zachs.
Yeah, a lot of Zachs and iRacing, huh? It's a weird thing. And that restart, insane. These guys have, for about the past half hour, have had a hard time going more than 1 lap on these restarts, but they don't care. They went 3 wide immediately mid-pack, and you saw Vulpes and Duvall mixed up a little bit. Up front, Brenner trying to find his way around Banesh. Nothing yet. Duvall showing tons of muscle, and here comes Vulpes to the inside of Brenner. Brenner very wide on exit, hits the wall hard.
Duvall and Vulpes get by. Brenner gets his momentum back and continues in the 4th spot. David Owens couldn't take advantage as he keeps it rolling behind him in 5th. Then Johnson, Engel, Williams, Mills, and Chris Smith is your top 10. Binish with a slight lead over Vulpes. Off the pace. That's the 505. Oh, no. Keep it running.
Joe Quinn, announcer jinx strikes again, Mean Gene. At least I can blame you for this one. Hey, look, another welcome to the NBA moment. I guess we had to hand out more of those. Sam Milliken was the offering of this one. He's like, hey, guys, welcome to the BRL. But not today.
Oh, he got him.
Boom. And that's going to be all she wrote for the 505.
Wow. Oh, no.
He didn't want it to be. Careful,
no,
guys.
He went high. Good job. That's good awareness right there to stay high and avoid the foolishness. Oh, that's very unfortunate for the 505. That's Joe C. Quinn. He was having a great day up in the top 10 on the same tire strategy as everybody else. Everything was looking good, and then he got that bad moment. I'll tell you what, though. He did get hit by a green and white car, but did you see who was directly behind that green and white truck?
Who was it?
It was another green and white truck. It was David Buell. So I would have been like, no, it was the other green and white truck, not me.
Yeah, I wasn't there. I don't even know what you're talking about.
That's right, officer. It was the other McLaren at 2:00 in the morning, sir.
Exactly. And that other green and white car of Buell is actually going to get the lucky dog there. So there goes Buell getting that lap back. Keeping that truck alive.
Well, now you got to double down on your lie and say, I don't know why iRacing's letting him be the lucky dog because he hit you.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, really? Because I just saw him drive around me.
No, you got to keep the lie up, dude. Sam, I got your back, Sam. It wasn't you.
That's hilarious.
All right, so that is lap 100 about to come to completion. We're going to lap 135. Everybody in the front staying out. Top four guys. Last pitted on 74. Owens pitted on 80. You got to go down to Sam Milliken, who pitted on 91, and then Zach Engel on 99, and then 16th back. So lots of different tire and fuel strategies at this point, but the way the cautions have been appearing, you'd have to expect we're going to see cautions, especially late in the race. Season 10, Zach, 3 overtimes.
Yeah, definitely can expect, especially with the way this is going. We talked about it before the race. This place, cautions really, really breed cautions. We saw a couple nice long runs to start this race, but once we had one caution and everything got jumbled back up, it's been pretty messy since then. So I'd expect that to finish this race. So that's going to be interesting for these guys when it comes to tires and all that type of stuff. But at the same time, so much time spent under caution here that I really don't think you have to think about it too much, right?
Nope. Well, AJ Benish has won 3 races this season. One at Rockingham, one at Kansas, won the opener at Kentucky. So is it time for him to whack number 4 and get it done? Behind him, Joe Vulpes. Vulpes won back at Bristol in week number 3, so he's already tasted victory. It's not a win and you're in, but you know Vulpes has got to be hungry after losing 2 spots and losing the lead in the regular season championship last week. Benish going to bring him in. Look at that late start by Benish. He got tapped 3 times in the booty by Duval, but Duval's from Florida. He'll just keep tapping it. He don't care. Duval does manage to get into second place, passes Vulpes. Then it goes Vulpes, Owens, David Brenner, a lot of old school Gulf Coast right there. Behind them, here comes the damage. Side by side, look at Milliken and Mailhop coming up on Rich. 3 wide now. Mills, Angle, and Stephen Neal 3 wide with 2 wide in front of them.
Oh my.
This is insane. And look at McWhorter. He's already been wrecked once. He doesn't care. He's burying the hammer. Sand, Schofield behind them, Tommy Fox side by side. Mills, though, that is the truck. Still 3 wide with Mailhop and Zach Engel. Mailhop blinks. That's going to let Mills get through. And then Engel now blinks. And look at this.
Mills.
Nick Mills into the side of Milliken. He says, hey, why'd you wreck the 505? That's my buddy. Milliken's still going.
And now
it's
Swingle's turn.
3 wide again with Engel and Mailhop. It's insane.
Mills is getting a car a turn right now. Oh, and the caution's out. That was so much fun right there.
Wow.
What we got here?
Nick Mills was a bullet. He was a meat missile.
He was going for it right there. That was insanity from Mills. Man, that was exciting. Is that the 48 right there in trouble? 42, I apologize. Let me see if I can get that on our screen. So Tim Darby with an incident here.
Boy, I'll
And
tell
we'll see
you
what
what,
happened to
dude.
Darby.
When Mills started doing that stuff, everybody behind him said, "Oh, well, if that's how it's gonna be, if I knew we was gonna race like that, I'd have gone 3 wide."
Yeah, he kind of just made it all bets are off right there. We had a lot of 3-wide racing. I got Darby here if we want to take a look at that, Joe. So it looks like Darby coming out of 2 here. Yes, and just loose off. We've seen that a million times today. Can't believe that brought out a caution, to be honest. Let's see.
Well,
yeah, it did.
right, he knew what to do. Good job.
Nice slow re-entry.
The problem is when you take damage on the rear, it just spins it around. We saw that with the next gen cars, and now we're seeing it here today with the trucks as well. As soon, look at the pace car run over AJ. That was great. As soon as you take damage in the rear, especially, you can't hold on. You really can't. Spin. If you jerk that handle at all, you're in trouble. And which stinks because especially at a track like this, when I'm doing my entry to the turn, I like to get the tires loose. You do that quick jerk movement just to adjust the angle, the entry angle. And you can't do that. You suddenly have to change all the practice you've put in all week. You got to change your whole driving style. It's real difficult to simulate, oh no, I've got 4 minutes of damage on my truck. Let's put in 100 laps. Like, how do you do that?
And no damage is really created equally, right? Like, so rear end damage could be your spoiler or it could be your diffuser, and that's going to make it two different types of loose or tight. It's going to make the truck a different type of unpredictable. So yeah, that's been one thing I've been learning lately a lot. I don't know why. I always seem to get rear end damage more than anything else. And I got to learn firsthand how different the spoiler being damaged is than the bottom of it. So the ass of the car, really like the like where your number is in the rear. But man, the spoiler is so brutal, me and Gene. So you're right, and you never know. You can have the number on how long it's gonna take to fix it, and you can kind of use that to gauge, but it's always unpredictable, and especially with damage, one lap is completely different than the next. So not surprising that it's gotten the best of a couple of our drivers here today.
All right, so I was watching the pit there. Paul Ferdiani, this dude's been repairing this truck all day long. He's going to stay on the lead lap. That's that number 44. You can see him catching up on the field. Paul has been in the middle of some amazing battles here today, watching 2 and 3 wide around him. I haven't really seen him use the front bumper very much, but definitely the sides of his truck have been put to the test as he's engaged in this battle. It has been an intense battle by these drivers. Lap 110 about to start. AJ Binish on the inside, controlled truck, Joe Volpes outside. Away we go. Look at that jump by Binish. Duval trying to push as hard as he can through the rear of Joe Volpes. Owens underneath, gonna fall in line. Single file, Binish, Volpes, and then side by side, Owens and Jax Duval. Duval still staying on the outside, won't fall into line behind Owens. Now Brenner is gonna go below him. Zach Williams, what a great run by the Hubba Bubba Double Trouble number 89 Ford. Jake Johnson is in the mix. And here comes Nick Mills. Nick Mills side by side with Johnson. McWhorter and the 37 of Smith side by side. Look, there's came some double trouble as he ends up going low. Zach Williams losing that position. Now Nick Mills is in 6th. This is a guy who wants to win. Been knocking on the door. Had a little bit of technical difficulties trying to make it happen. Oh, they're stacked up behind Mills. Look at that hot mess. Johnson, Williams, McWhorter.
Oh, man.
Oh, it is tight. Williams, golly gee. You got to make it through there, boys. And now here comes Zach Engel. Zach Engel's like, I'm a top 3 truck. Y'all got my way. But they're not moving, Zach.
Yeah, it's so hard to pass here when this track is this jumbled up. So much traffic and so many different tire situations here. And you see Zach Williams just doing his best to deal with it here, but it's creating a little bit of a traffic jam. And yeah, I have my eyes on Nick Mills. He is not waiting around. He's working his way through the field. And that truck behind him as well, Alex McWhorter. We saw him in an incident earlier eating that steak, but he is full now. He has a good meal, and he's ready to get some spots. Look on the inside of Nick Mills, Alex McWhorter on some fresh tires. He's really going to make the most of them. Look at this 15 go. Up front, it's still Benesh holding off Joe Volpes, but Volpes got the best restart he's gotten yet in that second place. And Owens quietly in 3rd right now. We'll see if he's trying to save his stuff for this last run. These guys, they've gotten about 5 laps in, Mean Jeans. That's a big accomplishment.
He was in the pits for 1 minute and 5 seconds back on lap number 99. So you got to wonder if that truck's 100%. Mm-hmm. One thing's for sure, though, the driver's 100%. McWhorter gets a little bit loose. That was scary. Here comes Mills. Stay down, Alex. He'll get you. Alex hugging the apron, but he's side by side now with Mills using the outside momentum. Nice side-by-side racing here with the 15 of McWhorter and the 20 of Mills. Mills needs to get it back down on the apron. That's where that speed is. Those two battling for 6th and 7th place. Then there's a gap back to Zach Engel and a bigger gap back to Johnson and Smith. Up front, AJ continues to lead with a 0.4 of a second lead. Look at the battle here between the 37 and the 32.
It's insane behind them. If these guys blink, they're gonna open the door and everyone's gonna follow them. Uh-oh! Around goes the 32. Oh no!
Hold on.
I hear a lot of commotion.
Okay, Jake. See, Jake, if you would have been in your orange truck, that wouldn't have happened.
Well, the orange trucks got screwed up too.
No. Look at this. It's a parking lot. You can't park there.
Oh, this one's hilarious. This one might be funnier than the first one, me and Jane. Are you ready? Here we
Golly
go.
gee.
Well, this
Perdiani
one-
I just talked about Paul getting through the mess, and
So the 37 gets into the 32 there, sends him
Yep.
around.
then
And then
Buell.
Buell's like, I'll finish this. Don't worry, I'll save you, says Buell. And
And
Swingle
there's that-
says, I feel not included. And
Is
he
that
wants
the
to be part of the
37
action.
is Smith as well? And then he
Yep.
slows down, and look at that.
Milliken didn't get enough earlier. Oh my, the Schofield just ships the 66 in the wreck. He says, you're in it now. Steve Neal picks up some damage. Tony Fox, I think, got rear-ended the 80 with a massive hit on the bottom. Here comes
Is
Jared
that
Kelly.
Trace
Jared Kelly returns the T-bone to Schofield, so that's cute. And then Graham McGivern's had enough of getting that truck hurt, as has the 89. Wow. That was a big one, Mean Gene.
That was the second really big wreck that we've seen, and it's just insane how one truck can have an incident and then it just compounds with multiple trucks behind there. So many people, only 10 guys stayed out on the track. Everybody else still in the pit. Top 9
wait.
state.
Benesh pit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's huge, Mean Gene. So Duvall takes 2, Benesh takes it. Looks like Owens brought it down as well. Brenner brings it down. These cars are going to start just outside, or just inside the top 10, Benesh will, and then the rest out behind him. They're going to have about 12 laps to make this happen, Mean Gene. Oh, I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you what, a few
I'd
cars
rather be
fall
Dos
to the
Volpes.
side, but look up at the front. Joe Volpes in the front. That guy, he's already won at Bristol. He's looking for some more. Nick Mills, this guy is on my radar to get a checkered flag every week. That's your front row. Behind them, McWhorter and Zach Engel. Both those guys have either led laps or threatened to lead laps here today. David Buell, Milliken, who did so well back in season 10. Row 4, you got Tommy Fox, Jake Johnson. Veterans that have got a lot of races this year, a lot of time in this truck, ready to take advantage. Duvall back into 9th and AJ Binish in 10th. So row 5, I'm going to call that the excitement row.
Yeah, you definitely should. Duvall on those 2 tires, so fresher tires than the leaders. But I mean, if I'm in this race right now, Mean Gene, if I could be anybody, I'd be Joe Volpes. That is a position I would like to be in. You get to control this restart. These guys cannot keep it green, so who knows if you even have to go 15 laps here. We'll have to see what happens.
Well, we're about to find out. Nick Mills, he's going to get as close as he can to Volpes and try to time this thing perfectly. Volpes on the inside in the 13. Away he goes. Got
Great
a good
start.
lead. 1 truck linked, 2 truck links. Below them, look at Mills and McWhorter single file. Mills has the better angle. Going to take it up on that high line side by side with McWhorter. McWhorter trying to find speed off the apron. Can't do it. Mills, McWhorter still side
Oh
by
man, this is
side.
insane.
Joe Volpes, he's up to a bigger lead now. Got to be happy. Zach Engel, single file. Then you got Buell and Milliken.
Look at
3
Benish.
wide.
Look at Benish. Benish
3
hits
wide.
the wall. Benish got on the wall in that 3. A little bit of a Chastain there, and exit just held it wide open. Oh my goodness.
Fox, Binish, Milliken,
Owens is in it.
Owens.
Tommy Fox's rear end just really got to know that wall.
Oh.
Yeah, he was doing what Matt Crafton did.
The wall
Man,
grabbed him.
that may have been the biggest wreck of the season right there.
Well, Volpes
man.
and Mills drive away giggling. They didn't have nothing to do with it. But let's go back and look at Duvall.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Let's take a
Remember
look
when
at the 84.
Remember when I said I want to be Joe Volpes? Now I really would love to be Joe Volpes. There we go. It's going to be the entry. There's that wall hit from Benish right there. Keep your eye on Jax. Jax just comes up.
He says, I'm going to get everybody. I'm tired
man.
of racing.
And watch Tommy Fox here. Oh, gosh, Tommy Fox. So
Whoa.
we'll do the far chase on Duvall here to see what happened with Duvall. But it looked to me like Duvall kind of just drove straight when he should have turned.
Well, you know what camera angle to use. Let's do it.
We're going to do it.
So we're
Here we
looking at the
go.
black truck there. He's got Tommy Fox under him. Benish is taking it 3 wide.
And then here's
Duvall's
when Benish
hugging
can get the wall.
Hugging the
There's-
apron. Everything's fine. We're all fine here. Here comes Brenner.
Those 2 tires, I think.
I don't think he saw Tommy. I just don't think he saw Tommy. Go back. He just came up.
Yeah, he may not have. And I mean, the most unpredictable this car has been all day here. He may not have seen Tommy there. I mean, there's no way his spotter wasn't telling him it was there. I'll tell you that much, though.
Damn, and then Paul Ferdiani again gets jet. Look at him popping wheelies. Oh, and then he scares the hell out of that car.
Tommy Fox giving some mannerisms out, too.
Oh, my word.
That car from Duvall is destroyed, and Benesh is destroyed. So that is great for our leader of Joe Volpis, and that's great for Nick Mills, really anyone who stayed out. The fast cars that were on the fresh tires aren't with us anymore. So that is a great situation.
Zach Williams just asked Matt Schofield how bad his car. He goes, hey, Matt, how bad is my truck? And Matt Schofield just laughed.
Yes.
Yes. There's no answer.
Yes, it's that bad.
Yes, it is that bad.
Who is? So Brenner is the first car on fresh tires here. That is in 7th place right now. So that is not a lot of spots for Brenner to have to get, but not a lot of laps to do it, Mean Gene.
No, and it's going to be interesting. He's not a truck that we were talking about cutting through traffic earlier, but he has been a guy that's been a beneficiary of good starting position. So we'll have to see what he can do, if he can change the way he's raced so far today. If not, I'm not expecting Brenner to make a big push through there. David Buell, same way. Buell's had great runs. Milliken, I'm ready to see if he's going to turn it on here. In fact, Volpis and Mills should be competing, but behind him, McWhorter, Angle, Milliken, all three of those guys, I think as well, have a great opportunity here to steal a win here at Richmond. About to go green, watching Joe Volpis on the inside. And away we go, Volpis, and he's going to bring McWhorter. Mills missed a gear. Outside lane gets screwed. Zach Angle gets in to David Buell, 3 wide with Brenner, with Buell. And here we go. Mills is around.
Oh!
Milliken got him. Jake Johnson into Mills. The 74 is going to just do a little tappy poo. Oh, in the 45 of Neil. Mills still facing the wrong way.
Wow. Does Joe Volpis have to worry about anybody? This is crazy.
Well,
I got that replay ready for you.
He's got McWhorter behind him, and then David Brenner that you just mentioned is suddenly in 3rd. So can I take back that I said Brenner wouldn't be effective? Can I take that back?
Let's take a look at this replay, though, Mean Gene, because I think I saw Brenner collect something. Let's see if he gets any damage here. I'll go real time. Keep your eye on the 20 of Mills, first row. Like you said, he definitely has to go run that restart. Stacks all this up. Milliken gets into Mills. And no, Brenner did not collect any damage. Milliken certainly did. Mills certainly did. Oh, boy.
Wentz got through clear.
And then Stephen Neal was in that.
Zach Williams got through clear. Jake Johnson. Mm-hmm. You know, I've seen Jake go through modes of being an aggressive driver and being a cautious driver. Lap 130, 5 laps to go. We might be looking at a green-white checker here. I think now's the time for that 32 to drop the hammer and maybe go to the Jax Duval School of Driving.
It may be time. I mean, these guys have been racing like it's been overtime for about 50 laps now, Mean Gene, so I don't know how much they can change. But this has definitely come together for Joseph Volpis. And yeah, but you are right. Brenner, who has those far fresher tires, is now only 1 car behind him on this restart, as he'll be starting in that 3rd row behind him. So that's going to be really, really interesting to see what Brenner can do about that. But I'd still be comfortable here if I'm Volpis. He just needs to hold on. I mean, at this point, he's maybe even hoping for more cautions. Why not? But this has definitely worked out for him. And really, it just one of the adverse effects of that strategy with Owens and Benesh and all them, and I believe Mills as well, is just having to go back in the field, Mean Gene. It really just completely takes control of your race away, and you've seen these guys pay for it time and time again here.
Yeah, we say Volpis is in a great spot, but he's been one of the top 5 cars as far as best lap goes, and also lap times for 5 and 10 lap samples. So he's got a lot of speed up there. He's going to be a hard pass. But if anybody can do it, it's going to be McWhorter. If him and McWhorter get into a duel, like you said, Brenner's the one out there on the freshest tires. So Volpis last pitted on 74, McWhorter pitted on 99, and Brenner pitted on 118. And now add David Buell. Buell's been involved in a few contacts. if you ask Sam Milliken, he has one more than, credited for, because, it was the other green and white truck. And then behind them, Zach Williams has had good speed, Jake Johnson, and David Owens has made his way up into the 6th spot now. David Owens, remember,
how is that truck still running?
Yeah, he took the pole, so he's ready to get back in this fight.
So this is not overtime here, Mean Gene.
No, okay, good. AJ Benish still running too. He's in 9th. Here we go. Joe Volpus, away he goes. McWhorter was not even side by side. What was McWhorter thinking? Throwing a bone to his Gulf Coast teammate. Brenner, McWhorter side by side. David Buell going high, losing momentum. Gonna let Owens and Jake Johnson get a run on him. Up front, Joe Volpus now with the 0.3 of a second lead. McWhorter side by side with Brenner. That's what Joe wants to see. Lap 133 about to come to a close. 2 to go.
So far, so good for Volpus. He just needs to get to that white flag, and the next flag will end this thing, caution or checkered. And what is happening behind him is the most beautiful thing you can ever see. Side by side are Brenner and McWhorter battling for second place, but that does not matter. That 13 is he's going to take the white flag this time around, Mean Gene. 1 to go here at Richmond.
Lots of single file behind them. Nobody going to make it happen in the back. Joe Volpus going to bring it into 1 and 2. He's got a nice 0.4 of a second lead. Faster than everybody else on the track, taking it down the backstretch. He won at Bristol. Last week he had problems. He dropped 2 spots, losing the championship lead. But today it's going to be the number 13 VRN Ford of Joe Volpus, victorious at Richmond Raceway.
Gotta love when the network car brings it to victory lane. That'd be a cool race win diecast. But Joe Volpus has been so fast all season. And yeah, he's just been dealing with some equipment issues and then just some bad luck. But this is what happens when everything comes together for that 13 truck. He was one of the guys that stayed out of trouble, one of the few, probably a single-digit amount of trucks that stayed out of trouble today and got the fruits of his labor.
Yeah, Joe Volpus, won at Bristol last week, self-inflicted injury at Watkins Glen. This week, though, comes back strong, avoids all the incidents, and now there he is doing donuts. Jax Duvall did them in practice, but it's Joe Volpus doing it when it's for real. I'm kind of waiting for Duvall to appear and meet Missile, Joe. It's
only a matter of time. Probably slow. Making his way around the track, maybe.
Yeah, that's his MO, is to do it. And look at the signature. That is some amazing stuff right there. So let's go ahead and Joe Volpus, your winner, David Brenner. Oh my, here they come. That's Brenner and McWhorter. That's your top 3 having a big old time. Look at David Owens. He's trying to get in the picture, but you can only fit 3 people on a podium, bud.
True that.
You can only fit 3 people on a podium, but they got to be thrilled. That's a big... I think all those fellas are either Gulf Coast or they're definitely in chat with each other.
Yeah, definitely a huge day for that team. The team standings are going to look a lot different after that. And Volpus probably likely getting his championship lead back with that as well.
We'll see. Owens in 4th. That's real close.
Swingle just went straight for Owens. That was funny.
Nice. All right, let's bring it up. Let's look at the final standings here for today's race.
Yeah, so Volpus though, what a win from him! And
look at all those Gulf Coast guys. Oh,
yeah, that's a crazy top 5 right there. That's a good day for that team.
You got to be happy with that. Look at it. Just
Gulf Coast. Wow, that's a beautiful day for them.
You got to sound like you had a stutter there for a minute. You're just saying Gulf Coast repeatedly. So there's your podium. Joe Volpus is your winner. David Brenner, great run. 2nd place. Alex McWhorter, 3rd. Got to be thrilled with that. David Owens a little bit behind them. And then David Buell, 5th. Jake Johnson, great race, finishes in 6th. AJ Benish, 7th. Rich Swingle, 8th. Stephen Neal going to bring it home in 9th. And Graham McGivern, top 10 finish here today. You got to love when you get that top 10. You get to put a mark in that column, right?
Yeah, great job for Graham McGivern there. He was in a couple of those incidents, none of them his doing, but kept the truck healthy enough and brought it home 10th. Good job from the Daily Drivers Inc. driver. In 11th place, we got Zach Williams. 12th, Matt Schofield. Man, these guys, we saw them in a lot of incidents. Just goes to show how many other trucks experienced them. Speaking of incidents, Nick Mills. Can't believe that truck was even able to finish the race, but he's going to bring it home 13th. Sam Milliken, 14th. He's going to have a fun time in the pits after this one. 15th, Zach Engel. Great run today from Engel. Just not the finish I think he would have loved there. 12 spots below his qualifying effort of 3rd. 16th place going to be Paul Ferdiani. 17th is going to be Adam Male Hot. 18th, Troy Sand. 19th, Joe Quinn. 20th will belong to Tim Darby. 21st, Morris Craven. And 22nd, we got Edward Peltz. Jared Kelly, so fast for the first half of that race. Had that incident with Buell, and he's going to finish 23rd laps down. And looking at 24th place, Jack Stovall, we saw him in one of those later incidents. I don't think he got that truck back on the track. He's going to be 12 laps down and 24th. 25th is going to belong to Tommy Fox. 26th, Chris Smith. And rounding out our field today will be Michael Benton and Eric Gambrell.
Oh, darn it, Gams. I was looking for Eric to have a better run than that. But, first time out there. It is hard. I made a joke earlier about my crew chief telling me that I need to either A, retire, or B, try to keep it on the lead lap. But it really is a story of keeping it on the lead lap, avoiding trouble, and then timing out to stay ahead of that pit car, the pace car, just so that you can get the damage repaired from the inevitable contact that's going to happen. So looking at that, the 5:05 of Joe C. Quinn, 2 laps down. Damage. He did the triage to get it back out there. So Joe, 2 laps down. That is a good day considering the amount of contact that happened to people out there. Tim Darby, same way, 4 laps down. We saw him go 1 lap down immediately, and then he's still able to battle back and keep that thing on the track to only go 4 down. I mean, I feel the pain of these drivers. Morris Craven, 5 down. Edward Peltz, 7. You're getting ate up in other people's issues. None of those names I just said, we said they caused a wreck. That didn't happen. None of those drivers caused a wreck. They were all victimized by other, hard racing. So good kudos to those boys for keeping it on the track and putting in the laps, getting that practice, because every time you're going to get better. At least that's what I keep telling myself when I race on Sunday morning.
I mean, you're right, though. You're 100% right. Getting those reps in is what's important. And that is the good thing, even though we had so many incidents, a lot of those cars were able to finish the race or at least run over half the laps.
Yeah, so good effort there today. Paul Ferdiani also staying on the lead lap. I saw that guy repairing most of the day, caught up in so many other people's incidents. You got to be happy. And, once again, Stephen Neal getting those top 10s in, just seeing this 45 every week. He's got playoff driver written on him. If he could get hot at the right time, so much of this thing is about momentum, and all it takes is a win. You remember Owens went through his little phase of not winning and not finishing with his technical problems. And then last year, he won, five in a row across different series?
Yeah, something like that. It was an insane run, and it's so true. So often when you go through those bad luck streaks, it ends up on the other end of it is a good luck streak. So I'm also thinking about someone like Joe Volpis, got that monkey off his back, and he's back in victory lane. He's a super dangerous driver in this league now, especially with where he's going to be in points. So that's going to be fun to follow. But yeah, a lot of these drivers improving so much week in and week out. Also looking at guys like Zach Engel, who we're just seeing qualifying so well, and we know he's going to put it all together soon in a race.
Yeah, just getting caught up in some of that foolishness. Zach was taking some chances running that outside line, Zach Engel. And then when the things happen down on the bottom, there's nowhere to go. There's no parachute. Mm-hmm. And it's either the wall or into the mess. And that's just unfortunate. Now, I'm pretty sure, I got a feeling, got a hunch, that we're going to get to have a little interview with the race winner. Joe Volpis, are you there?
Yo.
Well, Joe, you won at Bristol. You had some incidents in some other series. Then you come back, you win again. You got to be on top of the world right now.
Yeah, so it's pretty crazy race if you ask me. A lot of crazy stuff happened out there today, for certain. Just from the way the race started there, we saw a lot of crazy racing at the start. A lot of 3-wide action going on. Very hard to make passes is really what I noticed today. Very hard to make the moves on the track. It really became a battle of the best kind of pit strategy. And I guess staying out there was the right strategy. Honestly, I was so shocked to see everybody come down and pit when they did there with 15 to go. I'm watching everybody behind me and AJ, and I'm watching them all go to the left. I'm like, where are you guys going? Why are you all pitting? Where are you going? You're leaving me all by myself out here. And I know the way some of the races have gone in here in the past. Not specifically at this track, but just in general. more often than not, staying out on that kind of a strategy usually works in your favor. I've seen it go the other way at this track too, but I felt like my speed was going to be good enough to make it work, and it just mattered on controlling the restarts there.
Well, exciting race all the way around. You were engaged in a lot of battles that we saw out there. And there were some drivers that definitely made things interesting as we were out there. Was there any moment in the race that you looked in the mirror or you just said, "Oh God, it's over. I'm done." Did you have the brown pant moment today?
I'm trying to think if anything too crazy happened around me. Most of the wrecks happened either behind me or not really close enough to me to really affect me. I'm trying to think if anything too crazy happened. I do know early in the race, I was racing, trying to get around a couple guys. Racing, I think it was Williams in the 89, Schofield in the 61, Stephen Neal, and Tommy Fox really hard. And AJ was like right behind me, and I felt like I was kind of cutting his nose off. So once we got clear of those four trucks, I just decided to let him go past. I said, AJ, just go low because I kind of felt like I was holding him up, and I wanted to pay him back for being patient with me and not wrecking me while we were passing all those guys there at the start of the race.
Well, you got to appreciate that. There were a lot of incidents out there. No penalties though. No one accumulated that many incident points. Now let's talk about the championship for a moment. Let's talk about that regular season championship. You dropped 2 spots to third place after Watkins Glen. David Beal, David Owens go ahead and jump above you. But then here we are today. You get 2 bonus points. You led 1 or more laps, and you finished with 0 incidents, which congratulations. Only guy on the track that finished with 0 incidents. You got first, so you're thinking I'm going to have a big jump. And then 0 chilled David Owens. What does he do? Gets the pole, leads a lap, and finishes in third. So you only closed the gap on him by 2 points. You went from 22 behind to 19 behind, but you did move up into second. The championship, regular season championship, is this something that's talked about in your pits?
It's not really something in this series that concerns me too much. It's more about keeping the gap to the cut line. In this series, there isn't really any bonus points given out for anything for the playoffs, so it's just about getting the starts in, making sure you're in the top 12. Those are my bare minimum goals. Of course, winning the regular season championship would be nice for bragging rights purposes, but I think it's pretty good bragging rights to say that I finally had my first multi-win season in Bonfire after 4 or 5 seasons, which I know is something that's pretty alien to you guys. Usually announcing on Mondays or the Thursday broadcasts or even Friday sometimes too. So 2 wins in the first 8 races is a lot better than 1 win in like 80 starts or whatever I had before this.
Oh my! Yeah, I feel Zach. I feel like I should ask him that question. How many races has it been since Joe Volpus won?
Right.
Well, I mean, it was just a couple weeks ago at Bristol. So, but before that, it was my rookie season actually in here. So that was a long time ago.
Yeah. Well, you could say 0 though. How many has it been? It's been 0. It's been 0 since you won.
That's true.
All right, so second win. David Owens has 2 wins. AJ Binish has 3 wins. The only other winner, Jaron Valley, who with his new work schedule is out. So looks like you 3 guys are really settling in to have a lightsaber duel as the season continues going into Daytona. Now, Daytona next week, of course, that'll be nice and easy drive around the track for everybody. But you got to appreciate Gulf Coast Racing top 4 today. That's got to make everybody feel better when you have that meeting, when you go back to the office the next time, right?
To be completely honest with you, the 2 guys directly behind me were pushing hard to get that win. Alex said no hard feelings if something happens there at the end of the race. And I know Brenner is one of the hardest passes on the track. And if he had a chance to get to me, I know he would have tried to get the win for himself as well. So
Well,
we all three of us, and of course Owens in fourth as well. We all have a great relationship and have a bunch of fun in every series that we've raced together, including this one. It's always great to have guys that are fun to race against. It was great to see us finish first or fourth. That's I don't know if that's something we've ever done before. To be fair, so I'm very proud of us to pull that off. And yeah, yeah, it's just incredible to see how far we've come as a team. It's great to see us run up front, first or fourth. Really, a lot of adversity for Alex today. He was T-bone Stank earlier in the race and recovered to third. David Owens, I think he was backwards at one point. I don't really remember what really he was involved in some crazy stuff too. And Brenner and I just felt like we couldn't drive fast the whole night, and we ended up finishing 1-2. So great performance from all four of us tonight, and yeah, looking forward to Daytona next week. We usually work pretty good together at super speedways.
Yep, can't wait to see what happens. And we're going to see how big that field will be as the field here in the Big Truckin' Tuesday just keeps on growing. New faces, old faces, and faces from the past. Been wonderful, and I've loved watching the faces of the future. Joe, we're going to let you go here, but before you go, anybody you want to give a little shout out to?
Yeah, of course. I want to give a shout out to all the production that we put on for VRN, all the broadcasts that we have going on. It's so great to have everything that we do as a group, especially on the broadcasting side, on top of all the other stuff that we do as racers and admins and all the other great series that we run as well. So just shout out to everybody that either is an admin of a series, helps out with the broadcasting, or comes and races in these series every week, because without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do any of this.
Look at that. Humble in victory lane. It is Joe Vulpes with his second win of the year. Joe Vulpes going to make a run this season as he is moving through the races. Here we go. And there is the point standings. You can see exactly what we talked about earlier. David Owens still going to be on top of the points. Joe Vulpes behind him, and then Buell just 2 points behind. Now, I know Joe Vulpes, Zach, he said, oh, there's no bonus for winning the regular championship.
That's a really good Joe Vulpes. Sounds just like him.
It doesn't matter. But come on, man. You know what I'm saying? I want to win the regular. I don't care if there's no trophy. I am the master of making up categories that have no significance, right?
Oh, yeah. You don't have to tell me that. I got trophies made for myself. Yeah, I'd want that one too. And definitely for those bragging rights, for sure. I don't care about the points. I want to beat everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I have a trophy for fastest rookie on a Tuesday night during the full moon. Okay?
I worked hard for that one.
On an asphalt track.
Yeah, I forgot about that part.
Come on, man. You want to be up there. Vulpes trying to be humble, definitely spreading the love to his Gulf Coast team. But, you're in the car by yourself. You want that win. You want that championship, especially, I mean, this league is open door to everybody. You can be D class and come in, but there's some murderers up there at the top of this thing. Everybody has somebody they can race against. You're not going to be out there driving around alone. But up at the top, those fellas, you beat a David Owens, you beat a Joe Vulpes, you beat a Benish, you beat a Buell, you beat a Mills. You've done something.
Something
those
huge.
Names are big, yeah. And you go down this list all the way down. Stephen Neal, Justin White. We didn't get to see Justin today. But he only loses one spot because of how well he's done in the past. Zach Williams, Zach Engel, all these guys. Troy Sand bringing the heat. I mean, this.
Yeah, Jack Ball not even on this list anymore after today. Alex McQuarter down there. So many good drivers that I'm sure that these fast guys do not want to see in the chase.
But, is what it is, and here they come. So anytime you get an opportunity to beat somebody, it feels good. And so we just want to continue to see that competition. Tight racing. We're going to have a little bit more room next week at Daytona. So hoping to see less cautions than we did today. But I think that's short track racing.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to expect it. And like we said, once it gets jumbled up, you're later in the race, there's more to fight for. It kind of just happens. But another great field. Just want to mirror everything that Volpus said there, because just shout out to this team, shout out to this league, everyone who made this possible. This will be the last time I'm in the booth for 2 weeks, Tuesdays and Mondays as I go to my honeymoon. But another thing I just want to shout out was, going to Italy. I'm excited. I want to shout out this whole VRN team. You guys made it such an easy thing for me, or for me to step away, and I have all the confidence in the world. I can't wait to watch the broadcast when I'm over there, and just very, very privileged to be a part of this team. And it's awesome seeing it all to come together in all these fields. Me and Gene, between the past 2 nights, we've covered, I think, over 60 drivers. So just unbelievably cool to see.
Yes, sir. And it's not over yet, because guess what happens tomorrow night?
Yes, sir.
That's right. We're right here on the Vortex Racing Network. You can catch more truck racing as the DDI Race League is going to bring it to us from Dover. That's right. Tomorrow, what time do we kick that off?
Probably around like 8:30 Eastern, so that's 11:30 or 11:30 Eastern. I'm sorry, 8:30 my time.
There you go. It is a rebroadcast, of course. But you're going to get to see Zach Panzarella. You'll get to see Dinosaur Cowboy Dalton Geyer and Johnny Replay out there. So lots of excitement tomorrow night, rebroadcast here on the Vortex Racing Network. So lots of action still to come for you. But for us here tonight, that's going to wrap up Big Truckin' Tuesday for the Bonfire Race League season number 12. Joe Volpus drives home to victory, picking up his second win of the year, and the points just get closer as we bring it down to our eventual championship at Chicagoland. On behalf of myself, Mean Gene Money, the 3-wide booth of Zach Panzarella and Smokin' Joe, league admin David Buell and Kevin Kyle, and David Medina, Matt Schofield, all the AJ Benish, all the men who make this possible, and all the ladies at home who allow us to do this. It has been our pleasure. We will see you next time. And as always, bottoms up and hammer down.